Welcome to Parlay Power Hour for October 4th, 2021. It's a great day. The Red Sox are headed to the American League wildcard game at Fenway Park tomorrow night. The National League wildcard game is Wednesday, but we're talking a little Monday Night Football today, Grant. It's a good day. Good day. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Tanner. What'd I tell you? Patriots to cover.
I don't think you thought the Patriots were going to cover, though, before the game.
I said it in the show, which we did before the game started. So how about that?
I think the game was rigged in a way. Like, I'm happy. Like, honestly, I wish we would have made the field goal. Like, we bring it that close. Let's win the game. If you're not going to allow the bettors to, like, for the Bucs to cover, just make the field goal and win the game. Because there were 90% of the bets were placed on Tampa Bay, and there's more than 10% of those people Patriot fans. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I bet against the Patriots last night. I didn't think they were going to do anything, and they did. So I'm like, at this point, I've lost my bet. Just make the field goal. But that was a hell of a kick too in the rain last night, just to get it there.
Well, it was a very questionable decision. I feel like it was an indictment of Mac Jones. And Mac Jones played well. He went 31 for 40. He had 250 yards, I think, something like that.
He was 270.
It might have been 270. You might be right. 2 touchdowns. But that kick, it was a 56-yarder in the pouring rain when your kicker's been injured for a bit of time, and his career long's a 57-yarder. I didn't get the decision. I like I said, I think that shows they never really had a bunch of confidence in Mac Jones. It was 4th and 3. It was 4th and 3 or 4th and 4. I don't remember which one, but it was short. You know, normally you keep your offense out there, but they decided to kick it.
No, I agree with the call 100%. You got Mac Jones, who played his ass off last night, Grant. Like, he went toe-to-toe with the greatest of all time last night. That's why I got the Mac Jones jersey on today. But you can't really argue with the call because he had the leg. He was just wide left.
Well, he had the leg, but it was the pouring rain, one off his career long, and he's been injured. So,
but
I mean,
Grant, he had
you're taking – yeah, but that's a huge risk to take.
Well, so Mac Jones converts there. Okay, so now it's a 52-yarder in the rain. He had the leg, Grant.
Well, you got another 4 downs. You try to move it up, even if you don't go for the first down.
Grant, we shouldn't even been in that game last night. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 100% better team. So you get a chance to kick a field goal to win the game. That's all you need. I'm putting it on Nick Folk, who's made 100 for those past 100 field goals, instead of Mac Jones, the rookie, who, played well last night. He played well. Battled his ass off. Proud of him.
Yeah, he did. I mean, this Bucs defense, we got to start talking about how awful they are against the pass. I mean, they allowed 295 yards. They're allowing over 300 yards passing per game. They just signed Richard Sherman off the scrap heap, and he's in the middle of legal battles, which he has to fly back and forth to the West Coast to deal with. They don't look impressive at all. They're totally relying on the offense. They ran into, yesterday was not favorable circumstances. I doubt they're getting much rain, much doom and gloom down there on the beach. So they had to go up to New England against Belichick, who knows Brady inside and out. Still you'd think, quarterback can overcome the great scheme from the coach. Not what happened. Bucs looked very unimpressive, and I think it's a sign for concern.
I don't know if I'm as concerned. It's a trap. That was a trap game for them last night. That was an absolute trap game. Tom Brady returned home. I mean, the dude could barely. He was crying the whole freaking game, like before the game. So that was a hard situation for him to walk into, and he is the difference maker on the Bucs. So I'm not as concerned. I think that's a hell of a win for them. Going to New England in the rain, coming from Tampa, beating an okay Patriots team, a respectable defense, respectable defense. And the Patriots offense played well. Mac Jones played well. I'm very impressed with him. I think Chris Collinsworth was getting a little too excited on the NBC broadcast over Mac Jones's performance last night. But again, hey, I wasn't a professional football player, so I can't really say that. This is the best hour of your day, Grant. This is the best hour of your day. We're presented by FanDuel Sportsbook, going to the moon. FanDuel Sportsbook, $1,000 risk-free bet, guys. Links in the description below. Make sure you lock that up. If you're betting on MLB playoffs, they already got the lines up. Grant. Guess who's an underdog tomorrow night?
Who's an underdog, Tanner?
Boston Red Sox. Guess who's been underdog all season?
Boston Red Sox.
Nobody expects us to win tomorrow. That's where we're going to win. Subscribe to the Sports 2.0 network, and let's get into it. We're talking Monday Night Football. We have one baseball bet today. Even though there's no baseball games, we got a little surprise for you guys. We might be betting on the Korean baseball league. Who knows? Justin Herbert and Derek Carr, 300 plus passing yards each. G Money. Why do you like this?
Yeah, so I don't actually like this. I love this. I think that in a Monday night primetime showdown between these two teams, division rivals, young well, Carr isn't young necessarily, but he's not old. I think he's in his 8th or 9th year, so he's still got plenty of the long road in front of him. I think we're in for a high scoring showdown here. Herbert has thrown for 956 yards in 3 games this year. You can do the math on that. It's over 300. And Derek Carr is averaging 401 passing yards per game. Now, I don't think he's going to continue that level of excellence, especially against the Chargers, who have a head coach of Brandon Staley, who was the mastermind of the Rams defense. That was so incredible. Tanner, you should do it. You should take a look at, some of you can find a 10-minute film breakdown on that Rams defense under Brandon Staley and how they were so good. You'd find it interesting considering you were a football guy. But basically what he would do is he took a bunch of philosophies that had never been combined before, put them together, and it was totally counterintuitive, and he just adjusted it and made it work. And, all the power to him. But anyway, in this game, I think we're in for a lot of points. Both teams have a tendency to air the ball out. Eckler burst onto the scene kind of because of fantasy football owners. He was such a PPR stud, and then the Chargers made him the number 1. He hasn't been excellent since then. He's serviceable, but that's about it. Josh Jacobs for the Raiders has been injured all season. Even if he plays, don't expect them to give him a bunch of work. Both quarterbacks are going to have to air it out. We know that volume leads to statistics. I think this one should go over relatively easy, and you're getting it for plus 360.
Yeah, now I'm gonna piggyback on this a little bit, G Money. I'm going with Justin Herbert over 36.5 passing attempts. Like you said, they're gonna have to air the ball out. Justin Herbert loves to throw the football. He's gonna be one of the next great quarterbacks in the NFL. It's just nobody expected that, but he's shown that he can do it here. 3 games so far this season, he's thrown the ball 47 times in week 1 against the Washington football team in a game where they only scored 20 points because he turned over in the red zone multiple times, right? Twice.
He turned it over once, and then he also did it against the Cowboys as well.
He threw the ball 41 times against the Cowboys, and he threw it 38 times against the Kansas City Chiefs. He is going to throw it over 36.5 times. He might throw it till his arm falls off tonight. When we look at this game, yes, Austin Eckler is serviceable, but Austin Eckler gets hurt, and he's unreliable. So who's reliable? Justin Herbert, the passing game. This is going to be a Monday night shootout. Cannot wait for it. I'm going with Justin Herbert over 36.5 passing attempts. Gloria, morning, guys. How y'all feeling today? Grant, we'll start with you. How you feeling today?
It's another day for me, but we all know how you're feeling over there.
Gloria, I'm sky high right now. Honestly, I'm sky high. I don't even know. I feel like I'm high. I'm high on life. I'm high on the Boston Red Sox. I'm just high. Mac Jones battled his ass off last night. It was a good day. But you know what? It's tomorrow. Gloria, tune in tomorrow. It's going to be electric factory. I'm still calm right now. I'm coming down off the high, and I'm going to start building back up by the night. By tomorrow morning, I'll be fired up. All right, this is our lock. We both go with this. Raiders versus Chargers. Chargers at -3. I think Chargers are a better football team. I think the Raiders have been good. I think they're going to fall apart tonight. Grant, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't necessarily think that they're going to fall apart, but I think they're going to run into some troubles. The Raiders have this history of, they string together a couple impressive performances, usually in the start of the season, and everyone says, oh, Gruden's figured it out. I'm not here to disrespect Gruden's legacy, but I don't think he's an elite coach in the modern game. No matter how much time you give him, I don't think he can adapt to be that. And his team, the team he's assembled around him, it's good, but I don't think it's one of the contenders, especially in a division that has the Kansas City Chiefs in it. The fact the Raiders are winning that division, I think, totally oversells what they actually are. And Derek Carr, like I said, is averaging over 400 passing yards per game. That is entirely unsustainable. John Gruden has never even been sold on Derek Carr. We've heard his press conferences. He's never been a fan of him. So he's just has to keep him around, because if somebody's doing so well, you can't fire them, even if you don't like them. But Derek Carr, even though I've got him going over 300 yards, I think he's throwing a couple picks in there. Chargers, like I said, I like what Brandon Staley has to offer as a defensive mastermind. I feel like their defense is more talented than the Raiders as well. I think the Chargers. I said the Chargers were going to make the playoffs before the season started. If the Chiefs, it's not the smart pick. Don't get me wrong. Smart money would take the Chiefs to win the division. But if they can't get their defense to not be the complete worst in football and stop turning the ball over, they're in for it, because you can't have a defense that does nothing and an offense that turns the ball over. No matter if Patrick Mahomes throws for 500 yards per game, if he keeps throwing 1 or 2 picks per game, they're not going to win the division.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I look at this game. I mean, I would say bet the over as well. The over is at 51.5. Both teams are, the points per game, they've had some turnovers, which has been a little rough, but total yardage, I mean, each team, the Raiders are averaging 492 yards a game. The Chargers are averaging 406. They're each giving up about 370-something yards per game, which is a lot of yards. Yards equate to points if they can finish. When I look at this game, Grant, I mean, both teams have played respectable opponents. The Raiders had the Ravens, Pittsburgh, and then the Dolphins. Chargers have had a tougher schedule with Washington, Dallas, and Kansas City, but it wasn't like the Broncos, whoever played Broncos played like the Jets, Giants, and
right? Jags.
Yeah, Jets, Giants, and Jags. So, and they lost yesterday. So, I mean, they both have respectable schedules. I like the over in this game. I like Chargers at -3. All right, Grant. Ready for the wrist bet? This is a fun part of the show. We got our World Series championship picks today. Boston Red Sox, hashtag why not us? Hashtag why not us? Don't let us win tomorrow. Don't let us win tomorrow. Plus 1,200. That's a steal. That's a steal. They should be about plus 200 right now. Grant, I don't like obviously I'm going to pick the Red Sox. Why not? Why not us? But when we look at the Dodgers, I don't know if I like that bet, Grant. I think the Dodgers lose to the Cardinals.
The only thing that's being stolen is just sportsbook stealing your money. If you take the Boston Red Sox, if they're at plus 20 million, you don't bet the Boston Red Sox.
What do you do? Why not? Grant, did you think we were going to host the wild card game at the beginning of the weekend? What happened? Guess where the wild card game is?
It doesn't matter. You're talking about the wild card, and we're talking about the World Series. You know what, Tanner? This is my reasoning, right? When I was a very young child, I developed my love for sports.
Okay.
My grandpa and I would sit down and we would pick the winners of every division, and then we pick the winners of the conference, so who would be in the Super Bowl, and we picked the winner of the Super Bowl. And we did this every year, and we still do, just to put it out there. But after about 15 years of him picking the Patriots every single year, and he's a Washington fan, has been his whole life, he would pick the Patriots to win the Super Bowl every single year. And I finally said, there's no way you believe that the Patriots are going to win every year, right? And he said, no, of course not. I don't know if I've ever truly believed they're going to win, but I believe they have a better chance than anyone else out there to do it. So you put your money on the Dodgers. It's as simple as that. I know you're kind of trolling about the Boston Red Sox and you don't want to admit it, but the smart money is the Dodgers. They're the best team. They're the most experienced team. They have the most talent. You've got to bet them.
Max Muncy got hurt the other day, though, Grant. That scares me. Max Muncy's not going to play in the wild card game.
That is a little scary. I mean, I guess if you want me to contradict my point there about all the talent they have, he's actually maybe been the team MVP this year, even though he doesn't have the biggest name. So that is a little scary, but it should not matter.
Is playoff Cody back? Is Cody off the injured? I think Cody's on the injured list, but I want playoff Cody.
Listen, it doesn't matter what's going on with him. Playoff Cody is not back.
Playoff Cody. I'm writing a story on playoff Cody today if he's not hurt. Playoff
you should
Cody,
write a story on how he's about to get traded. That's what you should do.
He is going to get traded, but you know what? He's going to get traded. Regular season Cody is going to get traded. You keep Cody Bellinger on your – you keep playoff Cody because he's playoff Cody. He shaved the head. He's ready to go. My bet is the Boston Red Sox, Grant, because why not us? Realistically, why not us? We don't know what's going to happen. Why not us?
There's so many reasons why it's not you.
Well, you know what, though, Grant? You know what? It's anyone's game. It's anyone's game. It's anyone's World Series. Listen, Grant, I could give a shit. I could care less about the World Series. All right. Right. I just want to beat I want to send the New York Yankees home tomorrow night. That's the only thing that I care about, Grant, is us beating the New York Yankees. Let's go to Tampa Bay. We'll get beat in front of 10 people at Tropicana Field. That's fine, Grant. But don't let us win tomorrow. Don't let us win. Don't let us beat the Yankees. Because if we win tomorrow, Grant, Aaron Boone is fired. And I like Booney. I think I'm a Booney guy ever since he had his rant with these guys are my guys are effing savages in the box, all that. But don't let us win tomorrow, Grant. Don't let us, the little Boston Red Sox, the little engine that could, send this whole New York Yankee team home. Because realistically, Grant, the Yankees were all happy getting to the wild card game, and we're already starting tomorrow's show right now. But the Yankees were all happy getting the wild card game. This team is not built for the wild card. This team is built to win the World Series. Don't let the little old Boston Red Sox with Nathan Eovaldi send the highest paid pitcher in baseball home tomorrow night, Garrett Cole. Don't let him send it back to the Bronx with a win tomorrow night. Or a loss. I don't even know what I'm saying, Grant. But the bottom line is, we're the little engine that could. We're David. They're Goliath. We're going to win tomorrow night.
I can't believe you, as a Boston Red Sox fan, are calling the team with the reputation, the prestige of the Red Sox, the little engine that could.
We are this year, Grant. We are this year. That narrative.
You got to come up with something more flattering for yourself.
No, I like Grant. I like putting us down because, that's fine because we're going the more I put us down, the more Yankee fans already put us down. So let's put ourselves down more and then let's beat them tomorrow night. We'll see who the better team is tomorrow night. And then you know what, Yankee fans? Oh, we swept you last weekend. Well, yeah, you know what? You're vacationing right now. We're heading to Tampa Bay for a little baseball game.
I'm just wondering. I'm wondering what version of Nathan Eovaldi we're gonna get. Last start, 0 earned runs in 6 innings. Start before that, 7 earned runs in 2 innings. And that was against the Yankees. So, I would be shitting my pants if I was a Red Sox fan. To be completely honest.
Are you ready for playoff Nate tomorrow night?
Playoff Nate.
You ready for playoff Nate? Have you ever seen playoff Nate?
I mean, I just want to know I want to see what version of him shows up.
Let me see Nathan Eovaldi splits in the playoffs real quick, Grant. But for shits and gigs, right? Let's see this. Playoff Nate.
So I've got it. All
right. What's the playoff splits?
So he's been in the playoffs 1 year. That was in 2018. He pitched in 6 games, started 2 of them, went 2-1, had a 1.61 ERA in 22 innings, 16 strikeouts, 3 walks.
Oh my God. The Yankees should be afraid of playoff Nate tomorrow night, okay? Playoff Nate is coming for their ass tomorrow night. Great. You just gave me another story idea. Playoff Nate, baby. Let's go. Playoff Nate, playoff Cody. That's Parlay Power Hour for today. Grant, final thoughts.
My final thought. I was right about the Baltimore Ravens. They were my pick. The Denver Broncos. I'm sorry to my mom, who's a huge Broncos fan, lives very close to Denver. Broncos are not for real. I hope Teddy Bridgewater gets better soon. He got knocked out of the game with a concussion, but I don't think it would have mattered. Smart money's on the Chiefs to win that division, Tanner, but I think the Los Angeles Chargers might do it.
All right, my final thought is Jets. Jets pulling off a huge win yesterday. Shout out to them. I was ready to say Zach Wilson. Shout out to Zach Wilson. You're a stud. You're an MVP caliber player. We saw that yesterday. You delivered. You didn't get booed at MetLife, so that was cool. And the Jets got a win over the Tennessee Titans. If I'm the Tennessee Titans, I feel terrible today. But yeah, go Jets. That's my thoughts. And go Mac Jones.
You're rooting for a division rival.
No, I'm not rooting for a division rival. I'm just saying you got to give them. I mean, Jets fan, you got to give them some love. I mean, they beat the Titans. They did something. They ruined so many parlays yesterday, Grant. That's what I think.
Yeah, the Titans are pretty trash, though. We got to have that conversation.
And Julio Jones and
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown didn't play, so but whatever. I mean, they still won. We got a comment here. Gloria, love the Chargers. Gloria, we love the Chargers here. We're a Justin Herbert fan club. That's what we are here on Parlay Power, our Justin Herbert fan club. All right, Grant.
It's one of the few things we have in common.
Yeah, Justin Herbert fan club. One thumb, one finger, one pinky, all love. Go Red Sox. See you tomorrow for an electric. Tomorrow's going to be electric. The most electric Parlay Power of all time. Will Reed will be here. I'm telling him right now he will be here. Thumb, finger, pinky, all love. See you tomorrow.